crunchiness of it.
You poor, bro.
Yeah, I like the
You said I could make do with just tortillas and huevo.
No, but it's doradas, Marcela.
I know, pero just tortillas and huevo.
It's the crunchiness. I fucks with the migas, Marcela.
I gotta have protein.
I mean, it's cool too. That's cool.
I would feel like
second to migas is what?
Weenies?
Nah, chorizo.
Chorizo.
Huevo con chorizo.
What?
Look, here are the rankings of Hispanic huevos. For me, migas, chorizo, jamón, salchicha, machacado.
No.
And then like regular huevo. Actually, I would prefer like regular huevo instead of machacado.
What about con papas?
Really?
Con papas? I don't know. Papas is okay. If you give me papas with chorizo, then you...
What about frijoles?
Like in the huevo?
You know, like...
that's fine. But
refritos?
like refritos, though.
Yeah. Like the frito ones.
Yeah,
the ones
not
that
like
mom
the
makes.
crushed up, like
No. Like the
pinto.
ones that like the ones that mom makes that are like super like dark looking. Those that are like...
The artery cloggers?
Yes.
Yes. That's the one
That's
right
the
there,
one.
bro.
Okay.
But I take that with all of my huevos. Like
that's just an
frijol
addition.
is not part of the huevo.
Okay.
That's just the
See,
that's just
like,
the perfect pairing.
I like huevo a la mexicana a lot.
Huevo a la mexicana, but I
Goes
also
hard.
like
Like if you add a la mexicana to everything, I would eat it.
over medium eggs with huevos divorciados are good. Have you had them? You know what that
No.
is? It's like an over medium egg, and one of them is bathed in salsa roja, and the other one's is
like a chilaquil, like the chilaquiles divorciados.
No, well, one of them
where,
is like super red because they put it in the salsa roja, and the other one is super green because they put it in the salsa verde, and then they put them together and it's huevos divorciados. Because it's like, it's good.
That
It's
sounds
good.
This is taking me back to the chilaquiles I had at Valeria's wedding.
Chilaquiles go hard too because of the crunchiness.
After the party, like the meal that they gave us while everybody was already drunk and shit, they just came out with chilaquiles and we were like, it's 1:00 in the morning, baby, and we're just eating chilaquiles like ain't nobody's business. Fuck yeah.
Mexico's undefeated, bro.
I would say my huevo thing would be
go.
huevo a la mexicana, huevo con machacado, weenies con huevo con jamón, but it's gotta be the way mom makes it. That's like real salty, you know, like salty.
Yeah,
and then I'd have huevos con migas, and then huevos con chorizo. Huevo con chorizo.
You don't fuck with chorizo like that?
I do and don't because I had one bad experience of like having
chorro?
like no. No, like I had like it had like a little nerve or something in it, and after that,
so it's like that little.
So like the little like I heard it in my brain. You know what I mean? Like you know when you eat something that like it rubs. It's like like when you like put your nail on the chalkboard. I heard that while I was eating, and I was like, I can't do this anymore. So I didn't like it, and so it kind of traumatized me. But it tastes good. I just like.
in South America and Latin American countries, chorizo means sausage to them. So if you go up to them and they're like, let me get a chorizo, they'll just give you a weenie.
Like in
and
Argentina,
for us, it's like, what are you doing? That's salchicha.
Like in Argentina,
they'll give you like a chorizo. They'll give you like
un chorizo. You're like,
and then they'll just give you a sausage. Like to them, chorizo
so what
is sausage.
Chorizo?
Huh?
What's their chorizo?
Sausage.
No, like what is their chorizo? Like our chorizo, what is theirs?
404 error does not compute. What the fuck are you saying?
What do they call?
Like what do they call our chorizo?
Oh, got it. I see what you're saying.
Like what's theirs?
What do they call our chorizo? They call it
Do they even have it?
Yeah, it's like a what the fuck? Like spicy pork, like because it's spicy to them. Our chorizo is spicy to them. So they call it something else. They call it they probably call it Mexican sausage, like Mexican chorizo. Just like specifically.
Oh.
Yeah. But like to them, like if we say salchicha, for Mexico, salchicha is the casing, a sausage casing.
Yes.
Right? Because anything could be a sausage. You could put rabbit meat or like deer meat in a sausage, right? Like you can get like a rabbit hot dog or like a deer hot dog because all they have to do is put it in the casing and that's a sausage, right?
Yes.
So for us, salchicha is the sausage link, right? And then of course, like however people be making sausages or whatever, then fine, whatever, right? But chorizo for us is very specific, spicy pork.
It's the like
sausage.
mold up pork.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
With its spices added,
Yeah, yeah.
you can make it with things. But you know what hits hard though? Papas con chorizo, just like alone for like
With no
gorditas,
huevo?
con gorditas.
oh yeah. That's different though.
Put
We-
that
we-
shit on the gorditas like in the morning when mom makes them fresh.
We have to stop doing these long ass intro segments when we
for
start
real.
recording because I haven't even said, welcome back. Degenerates here. It's a Sunday. We're drinking the world's best beer. It really is the world's best beer. This is not a promotion. It's not a paid promotion, but Delirium, if you want to get on this, be ahead of
Please.
the curve. We would love for us to be able to promote your Elefantito,
El elefantito.
right? The Dumbo beer fits. It fits with us. The Dumbo beer. But listen, like, subscribe. It's fantastic. I think it's fall already, and what
It's fall
and what
season, baby.
and what I want to talk about today is the fact that I am confused and very torn at a tug of war inside my heart.
Why?
About Hispanic Heritage Month. I don't know how to feel about it.
What you mean?
What do you mean?
What do you mean? What you mean? What you mean?
First of all,
You don't feel proud?
I'm proud. To me, this is my ego. To me, every day of the year is Hispanic Heritage Month. I don't know what
El
you're talking about.
nomade
Like
con
if we walk in a room, here's what I'm saying. You can't go anywhere in Texas without it being a Tex-Mex restaurant, Hispanic, a Mexican restaurant, this and that. Like y'all are already celebrating Hispanics out here every day. Y'all can't live without us. Y'all overcharge for guac. Y'all don't even call chips and cheese. Y'all say queso because you know what the fuck y'all talking about because that comes from us.
Honestly, like
you know what I mean?
It's kind of offensive that they don't even call them totopos. Like it kind of bothers me.
Right, but you know what I'm saying. Like you can't live without us. Right? There's a new tequila every like 3-4
That
hours.
is so true.
Right? Every celebrity wants to make a tequila, and I'm not mad at y'all. Tequila's the fucking elixir of the gods. But I'm just saying, y'all already can't live without us. So as far as I'm concerned, the United States of America, it might as well be Hispanic heritage country.
Sure.
And I know that y'all might get pressed about that, and we can have a whole serious argument. Obviously, I'm being hyperbolic, but in my mind, I'm like, shit.
Okay, I can see that. So what's the problem of like?
I don't know if there's a problem.
Like,
That's
or
my
like,
point.
what is it that's making you like? Oh, like I'm
The
indifferent
thing-
about
this is the first
Hispanic
year, this is the
heritage
first year ever in my entire history of living here that I have actually like processed the thought that there is actually a Hispanic Heritage Month. I've never celebrated that.
Well, yeah, I mean,
I never celebrated that in school. They didn't make me dress up as a matachin in school, but you know what I mean? Like whenever we were, that never happened. I don't remember. No, I don't remember September coming and people were like, today we're gonna learn about like, no.
Bueno, vale que like I think right now.
What did you just say?
Bueno, vale que.
Oh, I thought you said wale. I'm like wale. Wale,
vale
bang, bang.
que nowadays like these like months of like representation for a lot of different both like Asian Heritage Month and like Black Heritage Month and all that stuff like are becoming a lot more like consumed by the masses. So like I can see where like it's becoming more of like, oh, okay, cool, now we're actually celebrating our like whatever, which I think is like it's cool. Me personally, I'm indifferent about it. I appreciate that people are like having little like flea market things for about to say something, but like this is really more for the white people because like or like people who are not necessarily like hit Mexican or like from their country like or aren't directly tied to their country by like a parent that was born there or you being born there yourself because I feel like there is a slight different like way of growing up from people who are directly correlated or directly tethered to that country in terms of like knowing its traditions. So like for us going to go get like pan on a
pan
Sunday,
dulce,
like pan dulce
un
or whatever,
elote,
un elote,
una
or
raspita.
going to like La Pulga or whatever isn't a foreign concept
Right.
because our parents are from Mexico. We are directly tethered to Mexico. Like we go there often. It's not like we're shy to the idea of like indulging in these like Hispanic practices. Meanwhile, there are people whose family were not brought up that way, who aren't actually tethered to Mexico or any other Hispanic country or Latin American country as like closely to it. So like during these months, they get to go to like little markets that people have and things like that.
They call
and
them
they're like,
farmers markets.
Yeah, like farmers
that's
markets.
the pulga.
And my thing is, it's like a lot of it is like no, I'm not gonna get upset at it, but like get your bag, bro, because like the white folk go down to navigation on their little market thing days during this month and go and pay for overpriced fucking pan dulce, or go pay for like overpriced fucking like
It's the heritage
like
tax.
like folklorico, like la ropa folklórica, like that
Bro,
kind
if
of
I'm
stuff.
gonna dress up in the native garments, you gonna get the heritage tax.
And you gonna have to pay the money that it's not worth. Like it really
You
is.
said farm to table. I said
Yeah.
rancho to table.
Exactly.
I said it's not really a rancho. Down the street, homie got a.
Yeah.
they got gallinas back there. They just roam free. They're free roaming.
Yeah.
They're organic.
They're organic.
But they be on navigation though.
Yeah.
They're not.
So it's
they're
like-
not on the pasture.
Yeah.
They're not on the farm.
And I mean,
they're
like-
right there on Drennan. They're on Kreitz.
En la
They're on
Kreitz.
Kreitz Street in Sawyer, right next to the Guadalupe.
They really are. But
Yeah.
but like the thing is, it's like you see those things, and it's like as a Hispanic or like as a Mexican American that's very much tied to their Mexican roots, it like you said, like I celebrate it all the time.
Right.
I'm doing it all the time.
Right.
Like I am doing those things all the time.
Well-
I have my, like, for instance, we have had I guess now we're at that point of our lives or age where like we have known a lot of people who have now passed, right? So like mom has an ofrenda all year long now. You know what I mean? Like we've got our things, and it's no longer this like
Foreign concept.
foreign concept of like celebrating certain things like in our Hispanic culture, like as it was before. Now I can understand where like this concept of like celebrating a month for us is cool, and it's like the representation for a lot of other countries that maybe don't get talked about. Because let's be real, when you talk about Hispanic heritage, like I think a lot of the times even people who are not Hispanic only ever really try to associate Hispanics to Mexico, because
Yeah,
Mexico is
especially
so
in
big.
Texas.
Yeah,
Got it.
especially in Texas, because we're so big, or it's so big that like.
But you know, I was having a conversation. I did an identity crisis episode with this with this woman. Her name is Gracie from the Mija Listen podcast over there in San Antonio. Shout out to Gracie. Shout out to Mija Listen. Everybody go watch that. It's great. She's having great conversations over there about identity specifically. And she put me on game. She was like, I feel really weird at a tug of war of Hispanic Heritage Month. And I joined her with that because I didn't even know. And she put me on game. And she was like, it wasn't even brought by us. It was some like congressman in California, and I think he was a white man. And like,
that's what I'm saying.
You know what I
like,
mean? And I was all like, wait, we didn't drive the ship. And they're like, she's like, nah, it don't got nothing to do with us.
It's just one
in
of
terms of
those-
like who put it together.
Yeah.
Now she was like, now I've come to the realization that like this is a good opportunity for a month to be able to like people learn more, educate people,
Yeah.
and start the dialogue. But at the same time, I was like, I don't know. But again, I think that we're privileged. As Hispanic people, as Mexican people, we're privileged. Texas, despite all the villainization of immigrants in the national dialogue, especially because election year is coming, so they're gonna vilify
it's about
us.
to start, yeah.
Right? That whole open border shit is coming, right? Despite all of that, there is not one aspect of this of American culture, at least in the Rio Grande South, is what I'm gonna call it, the bordering states
Yeah.
of Mexico, where we have not penetrated every ounce of that culture.
Oh yeah.
Like, we are everywhere. From the cuisine.
Go to Laredo, and Laredo is literally
from the
nothing but
cuisine.
Mexicans
I don't know
and
how many
Hispanics.
Chinese restaurants got hella Mexicans in the back.
Yeah.
Right? Like, you know what I mean? Like, in my mind, I just never registered we need a month because I'm like, y'all can't live without us.
Yeah.
What are y'all talking about?
Yeah.
We're the backbone of every part of the bordering state's economy.
Yeah.
We are the backbone.
And I think,
you know what I mean?
I think there's a lot of like, I think for Hispanics, the idea of not like you said, like we didn't grow up with a Hispanic Heritage Month. It
Right.
was just like, we're just Hispanic and that's what we are. Right. Now I do feel like it's very, like important to talk about it. Like for instance, my daughter going to be a second generation, or I guess technically second/first like generation, like Hispanic here. I think for her generation and the generations to come after that are no longer going to be as tethered to Mexico as we would hope that our kids would be, right, in the future. It's important for like things like this to become a norm, being like, oh my God, like this is like something where I get to learn a little bit more about my culture and things like that. Because it goes back to the fact that like I have friends who know nothing about Mexico, who've never stepped foot in it except going to like
Cancun
or Cabo, Puerto Vallarta, whatever, right?
Tulum.
Yeah, like, and us, like, we go and we're in our like grandparents' homes and it's hot and we're just like have the windows open and we're just laying on the beds because it's so goddamn hot that we're just like, I don't want to do anything. Like,
But it's also magical.
But it's,